This is the Riverhawk SportsNest, talking all things NSU athletics. I'm Sean Solo.
And I am Captain Morgan. Riverhawk SportsNest is presented by the NSU Foundation and sponsored in part by DJ Sean Solo Entertainment, with our hosting sponsor, Emery's Grill. The Riverhawk SportsNest is a Rogue Radio Network production.
You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at rh.sportsnest and click the link in the bio to catch every episode on your favorite streaming platforms and on YouTube.
Go Riverhawks!
The Riverhawk SportsNest is proud to be presented by the NSU Foundation.
For more than 50 years, the NSU Foundation has supported Northeastern State University students by awarding millions of dollars in privately funded scholarships, helping thousands of Riverhawks obtain their academic goals.
If you're interested in starting a scholarship, you can contact them at foundation@nsuok.edu. And if you're an NSU student ready to apply, visit scholarships.nsuok.edu.
Solo, where we at tonight?
Come on, Captain, you know where we're at. We're posted up at Emery's Grill at 409 North Muskogee Avenue in downtown Tahlequah, the hosting sponsor of the Riverhawk SportsNest.
Well, you know Emery's Grill is the captain's favorite, but what's that wheel on the table all about?
Oh yeah, that's the Wheel of Specials. We spin it at the start of the show, and wherever it lands, the whole place wins.
Riverhawks talk, great food, and surprise specials?
Come for the specials, stay for the sports. Thank you, Emery's. What's up, party people? You don't just hear a great DJ, you feel it. Packed dance floors with hands in the air. That moment when the beat drops and the whole room loses it. That's DJ Shanso Entertainment. Weddings, parties, bars, events. I don't press play. I create the moment. From the first beat to the final drop, DJ Shanso Entertainment. May the beats be with you. All right, we got red lights. Captain, you ready? Gentlemen, you can hear us? Let's do this.
Let's go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Riverhawk SportsNest podcast, and this is episode 614. I'm Sean Solo.
And I am Captain Morgan.
The SportsNest is brought to you by our presenting sponsor, the NSU Foundation. And we'd like to thank our hosting sponsor, Emery's Grill, where we record our show live at 6 p.m. every Wednesday during the spring semester here in downtown Tahlequah. We'd like to encourage everyone to hang out, watch the show in person, and meet the players and coaches.
And the mission of this show is simple: to put NSU student-athletes on the radar. We bring the programs, coaches, players, alumni, and the entire community together. This is our home port for everything Riverhawks athletics. I will say real quick, too, we're recording a special time tonight at 5 o'clock to accommodate our special guest.
Yes. And, of course, you can catch the episodes on your favorite streaming platform and watch the episodes on the Rogue Radio Network YouTube channel. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at rh.sportsnest, and click the link in the bio for all the streaming platforms. And be sure to follow, like, and subscribe. Yes, please scream for us at the top of the mountain.
Absolutely. That's what the DJ wants to do, scream.
Yes.
So, but on Peggy's Perch, we highlight the work of NSU Foundation, which has been supporting Riverhawks for more than 50 years and awarding millions of dollars in privately funded scholarships to thousands of NSU students. They've had a very successful semester this year, I can tell for sure. And if you're interested in starting a scholarship or applying for a scholarship, go to scholarships.nsuok.edu and apply today. And next week, among the record-breaking stuff we've been doing this year with the new coaches that Director Sisemore has been bringing to the university, the following week we're going to have volleyball coach Maria Jacobus, and then next week we're going to have the Alumni Association Director of Services, Danny Johnson. So we've got a big lineup here coming up as well.
Yeah, we've been finishing the semester pretty strong with all the new coaches, and now we've got the executive branch of NSU.
Yes.
But we also do the Wheel of Specials here at Emery's. So those that have joined us for the live broadcast and here in the restaurant today, you guys get half off appetizers. So like we said, we've got the executive branch here with us on the SportsNest. We have the NSU President Extraordinary, Rodney Hanley.
Hey. Glad to be here.
Along with his sidekick, Athletic Director, Coach John Sisemore. Gentlemen, it's nice to have you back on.
It's great to be here.
We warned you, we're not going to be too formal tonight. We're just going to have a nice sit-back conversation, see how things are happening here on the home front. So, Coach Hanley, why don't you give us kind of the state of the union with NSU that we've since last time we saw you.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a pretty good year. So I think the last time I spoke to you guys in the podcast was back in October.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Well, November rolls around, and all of a sudden we get the largest donation in the history of the university, $17 million.
We heard about that. Unbelievable.
That was a big deal, and so that's we've already put it to good use. And one of the things we did at our recent fundraising gala ball that we put on is we matched all the money that came in at the gala, with the money from that donation, and we pulled in over $900,000, which not just beat the previous record of that gala ball, it blew it out of the water by 1,200%.
Yeah.
So, that was really good deal. And lots of good things are happening. We got our Broken Arrow campus opened up. We got that law changed last summer, in fact, and now we're starting to see the results of that. We're seeing an increase in enrollment in our Broken Arrow campus. We're also seeing an increase in enrollment here at our Tahlequah campus. So that's really good news for us, and we're adding new sports. I'm really excited about men's and women's wrestling. Those coaches are getting after it. It seems like every time I log in on social media, check out my Facebook feed, see if anybody likes me out there. I see some new wrestler that the coach is signed, and they're highly regarded, state champion this, high rank that, and it's going to be exciting. So we got a lot of stuff going on. We've got some new sports in the queue. We're trying to negotiate and get those things all set up. So everything's looking good there. Our academic year is quickly winding down. We're in finals week here at NSU, and so the streets, the sidewalks are just a little quieter because students are either studying or they're packing to move up out of a dorm or whatever. And but it's been a good year. It's been a good year in athletics. I think John, help me out here. 9 out of 11 teams made the postseason. That's pretty doggone good, and so we're really excited about what the future holds for NSU athletics. So times are good. Times are good at the university. Times are good in NSU athletics, and we're really excited. So.
Yeah, we were blown. We had, we do Peggy's Perch each week, and so we got the rundown from her on the Emerald Ball. That was nuts to hear the buildup of it and say, okay, we may have to cap it at this dollar amount. And then when you heard just through the night, it was getting,
crazy,
like 6 figures, and you're going, what is going on?
Yeah, because I think Peggy had mentioned some numbers before, I think, but like you said, it was nowhere near what this was, and then getting matched. I mean, just insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's interesting because it's like, I know they came to see me because they needed me to sign off on this match idea, and so I asked the question. I said, "Well, how much am I going to be in for, right? How much are we going to have to match?" And they said, "Well, the highest previous total was around $50,000."
That's what the number she said. Yeah.
And I thought, well, that's easy. We'll match $50,000.
That's nothing.
Well, then you announce the match, and then these large donors come out of the woodwork because they love to see their checks matched.
Yeah.
And so that's exactly what happened. We saw checks for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and by God, I'm a man of my word, so we matched it.
That's great. And it was a great time, too. I mean, so from that night, it was nice to be able to do it, the remote for the radio station for 102 Lakes Country. However, seeing the talent there from those 6 individuals, of the students, they were all so talented. Yep. I mean, it was very hard to choose. But obviously, the winner of the scholarship for next year came from the athletic department. So that's something for you to brag on, too, John, as well, if you wouldn't mind talking about it. It was
Batiste.
Batiste, yes.
Yeah, Batiste. Man, what a show. And as a struggling, trying to be wannabe pianist myself, I was floored. That was just a phenomenal phenomenal performance from him, and we had a lot of the tennis folks there and our coaches and everybody else, and so the audience got behind him. The crowd was great, and it was just great performances by all of them. But just to witness what he did, and been playing only for a few years, and to put on that kind of performance.
Self-taught for 3 years off
Self-taught.
YouTube.
Matter of fact, we are getting together sometime soon because he's gonna help take me to the next level potentially.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Now he doesn't read music though; it's all by ear, right?
I'm the same.
Okay, good deal. Well, yeah, you're on the same page then. That's what's amazing too. Now, so of all the people that I saw, we've had him on the show before. So when he started playing, I started recording him, and I was just like, "This is." And then he had his whole table of his team.
Well, that,
so they were doing.
That was the X factor. You want to win that competition?
Yeah,
you bring.
You got to bring the crowd. Yeah, yeah. So that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, probably our loudest crowd or team support. Those international guys from tennis, they go nuts for it. Everybody.
Yeah.
Well, we actually had our Hawksby Awards just a couple weeks ago, and the tennis team won the supporting team of the entire year because they are like that at every event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are. We saw them at basketball. You saw them at soccer.
Yeah, they were all over the place.
I think at basketball they could not bring their nosemakers. They were very disappointed with that. When they had the drum, they couldn't bring that. So they were like, well, okay, it's fine. But one thing that President Hanley mentioned a while ago, with Director Sisemore, was that 9 out of the 11 teams made postseason.
Yeah, it was a great season, a great year for us in athletics, and actually we would have been 11 for 11. We were one game away from the other two teams. It came down to the wire, literally came down to the wire for the other two teams to be 100%. And so we're proud of all of our team's accomplishments and what they did on the courts and on the fields. But probably what we're most proud of is we set another record this year as overall athletics GPA, and a 3.26 for all of our athletes as a cumulative GPA.
Wow.
It's just through the roof, and so they're performing in the classrooms as well as what they're performing on the courts and on the field. So,
and that contributes to the enrollment that President Hanley talked about earlier. So President Hanley, you talked about enrollment increases in Broken Arrow, Tulsa area, and as well as here. So I know that we had talked before, Director Sisemore, that with all the sports you were bringing on, it may bring 300 to 500 new athletes or new students to the area, which is awesome. And I know that's one part of it, but they bring other people. They bring family members as well.
Boyfriends, girlfriends, the whole bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're very proud. And our new sports have already surpassed our projections. We had projected our first year for men's and women's tennis to bring in somewhere between 45 and 50 new athletes. Right now, we have 63 signed athletes between those two, and projecting to be above 70 plus. And so we're blowing it out of the water. We're excited about those projections and what they're bringing in. And they're not just bringing in numbers; they're bringing in quality student athletes.
Yeah.
And on top of that, these are Oklahoma athletes. These are surrounding athletes from 200-mile radius that were going to other places. And our transfers to those two new sports. We're having people transfer from our other Oklahoma schools that are coming back to Tahlequah that are local student athletes, and we're proud to get them back home. So
yeah, so that's very exciting, especially when we talk about enrollment in the state of Oklahoma. That's one thing that I've seen in the study is that a lot of the people that attend NSU, we get contributing back to the state of Oklahoma. So, President, talk a little bit about that, the enrollment, especially in Broken Arrow and in the Tulsa area. Talk a little bit about that, the enrollment there.
So we've got, we're really proud of the fact that about 92% of our students are from the state of Oklahoma, and which is one of the higher percentages of any of the universities in the state. I mean, as a frame of reference, less than 50% of the incoming class at the University of Oklahoma are actually from the state of Oklahoma. But for NSU, it's different than that. So we're our student body is mostly homegrown. We have quite a few international students, but our student body are mostly homegrown. But the real number that I'm really proud of is that 96% of our graduates stay in the state of Oklahoma and contribute. Right? They choose to live here. They choose to put down some roots here, and they contribute to the economy. And it's a great. And we're tied with Rogers State with in that number, the 96%. So we're really proud of that. And then in terms of. We have a great thing at NSU, and the great thing is I've got 3 campuses I have to look after. Now, you ask me on one day, I might scratch my head and I'll be like, "Ooh, that's a tough one. Look after 3 campuses." But when we look at where our campuses are, Tahlequah, Broken Arrow, Muskogee, those are pretty different communities, and it gives us access to 3 different kinds of markets that we can go after for our students. So getting the Broken Arrow campus opened up and being able to do some heavy-duty recruiting at Broken Arrow High School and some other high schools in the Tulsa metro area really gives us a strong opportunity to keep some of those kids here in the state of Oklahoma and coming to NSU. And in fact, it's early. I don't want to count my chickens before they're hatched. But the early indication is that we're going to see a really nice bump in enrollment in our Broken Arrow campus. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but yeah, we're definitely on the upswing when it comes to in our enrollment ecosystem.
Do you think that was a direct reference to opening up those opportunities academically there to get those extra students in?
It was, and I think look, I mean, when you think about going to college, right? There's different kinds of students that go to college, right? So this stereotyped idea that people have of a kid that graduates high school, then they go away for 4 years to a university or a college, and then they graduate and they move on with their life. There's definitely a lot of those students, but they're beginning to shrink in number. What we're seeing more and more of are students that enter the workforce, but then they also want to take college-level classes, right? We're seeing more and more mid-career or people that have gotten started in their career that want to get some college classes, maybe a degree, earn a degree. That way they can get that promotion at work, or they can get that better job, or whatever the case may be. So we're seeing that also. And so our graduate student numbers have jumped way up. In the last 3 years, it's way up, the number of students that come to NSU for our graduate level programming. So there's a lot of changes that are occurring in higher ed. Oh, one of the things that I'm also really proud of is that, I oftentimes say it's really hard to, from an enrollment perspective, it's really hard to compete with a big university that plays football on Saturday afternoon on ESPN, right? It's really hard to compete with them because, I mean, that's some pretty fantastic advertisement to have that football program on one of the major networks. But what we see is a lot of students will choose to go to OU or OSU or wherever, and then they quickly realize, now wait a minute, this may not be for me, right? And so we're seeing a lot of these students transfer back to a university closer to home, and then they come to NSU. And so one of our largest transfer schools that we get students from is OSU, actually. Right,
okay.
It's like, I think it's ranked 3rd or 4th now in terms of so right up there with Tulsa the community colleges in the area, Tulsa Community College and Carl Albert and Connors.
Yeah.
So it's OSU, and I always think, well, why is that, right? But look, when you go off to one of those big flagship schools, and you come from eastern Oklahoma, where it's a pretty tight-knit community around here, right? Mm-hmm. People know each other. It's hard to go somewhere down the street and you don't see a neighbor, you don't see somebody that knows you, right? And you go off to one of those great big mega universities and you're sitting in a classroom with 2,000 other kids. It's like, oh, well, holy smokes. I mean, that professor is never going to get to know your name.
Right.
But here at NSU, that is not the case. I mean, it's so they can get that hometown feel right here at NSU, and we're seeing the results of that.
And part of that hometown feel, President, is at Red Fern Festival, probably won't walk down to a festival in the middle of Stillwater or Norman and see the president of the university down there with his family, and be able to say hi and shake your hand.
I run into you all the time at the festivals.
We are a very festival-heavy town.
We are.
Yeah, but that's the kind of stuff that most places don't see, that hometown stuff. And you see, and John walk around as well. I mean, he's in places. The coaches are all around.
Players are all over helping out too.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that's very tight about this community, and as well as. I won't just stay with the sports there, but I mean, you've got the jazz club. You've got so many organizations that just tie in. And if you want to talk a little bit about that, but then I want to talk some baseball. I want to talk a little, I'm going to talk some personal stuff. But yeah, let's talk about that a little bit.
So I go to our we have these events where prospective students and their parents come in, and they can check out the university, and they can talk. They can go around and check out the different majors we have and all that sort of thing. And so I'm invited to come in and give some introductory, welcome people to our campus, that sort of thing. And so one of the things I always like to say is that when you come to NSU, there's three things that really set us apart. Now, there's lots of things I could pick on that really set us apart, but there's three things that I really like to talk about. Number one is our high-quality academics, world-class academics. You come to NSU, you get taught by world-class professors in a small class environment, so the professor gets to know you. They get to know your name, and you'll know them for the 4 years or 5 years or whatever it is that you're here. You get to know them. And then you think, well, wait a minute, that's great. The professor knows me. But when it comes time for you to apply for that job and you need that reference, having that professor on your reference list could make the difference, right? So that high-quality academics. Number two is our affordable pricing. We are one of the most affordable universities, not just in Oklahoma, but the entire United States. And so the federal government evaluates this stuff, right? They call it social mobility, right? So you take a kid that comes from perhaps a financially disadvantaged background, or they're a first-generation college student, or they're a member of a tribe or something like that. They come to NSU, they can get a high-quality education, and they will graduate, right? They call that social mobility. We are one of the best universities in the entire country for social mobility. We're routinely ranked among the top universities. And then the third thing is hard to quantify. And it goes like this. The third thing is when you come to NSU, we've got so many activities going on our campus, whether it's a sports team or a club or intramural sports or you name it. If you have an interest in it, then we have a club or some group on campus that does it. To illustrate my point, now I'm meeting with the chief of campus police, James Bell. I think the world of him. He's a great dude.
Yes, he is.
So he comes in. He's giving me he reports to me. He's giving me his normal one-on-one activities of what he does and all that sort of thing. What the accomplishments were and all that sort of thing. And then he casually says that he's an advisor for a student club. And so I said, Chief, what club are you an advisor for? And he said, the Bigfoot Club. And I'm like, what? The
Yes.
Bigfoot Club.
Bigfoot Club.
There are students on our campus that have an interest in Bigfoot, and they get together on a regular basis, and they meet as a club. Now, I challenge you. What other university has a Bigfoot Club?
Only in Oklahoma would we have a Bigfoot Club. Well, we have to have them on the podcast now for sure.
Well,
We need to find out the inner workings of this.
And I was like, whoa, that is really out there. And he goes, well, we'd like for you to come and be a special speaker at our Bigfoot Club.
You put that on your resume.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
I like
But it
that.
illustrates the point, right?
There's always something here for
There's
anybody.
something for everybody, and we don't exclude anybody. We're an inclusive community. You come here, whatever your talent, whatever your skill, whatever your interest is, you can come here, you come to NSU, and you become a net addition to the family. And we don't play this exclusionary game where some people are welcome and some people are not. Everybody's welcome.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think you nailed it.
Yeah. That's a commercial right there. That's a selling point.
Yeah, exactly. There might be a clip on that one.
We'll put that as a reel.
I do want to thank you for being here tonight because I know that you've got a very busy schedule, and I know. Let's talk a little bit about your boys playing some ball tonight.
Yes.
And I know we like to brag about him, so tell us a little bit about what's going on there.
So my oldest son Harry is he plays for the high school as a junior, and so the high school is in their district playoffs, and so they had a doubleheader today. So they won the first game. Pretty tight one, actually, 5-2. He had a pretty good game. He had 1 hit, 2 walks, 2 stolen bases, scored a run. So he was on the base paths doing his thing. And then the second game, they played Bishop Kelly. And Bishop Kelly's a pretty good team, and so they lost against Bishop Kelly. So they'll be back at it tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. So.
Can we get confirmation yet? Has he been signed yet? Or
We're
I know we've always brought that up,
We're
but
having to. Our coach is actually in the house, and he's going to have to gather up a little bit more NIL. So anyhow,
well, didn't we get that $17 million thing? I don't know if the Emerald Ball depleted all that.
No,
so
hey,
I don't know.
speaking of that has got to be. Now we're going to have fun. That has got to. When I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, that's awesome. But it's like that's going to be. I mean, you got people just knocking at the door.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine. But it's good to know that we have the right people in place to to steward that money.
Yeah.
All the way around. With the scholarships, good bringing.
While I'm on the air, let me just point out that at this very moment, the Chicago Cubs are in first place by 3 games.
Oh.
So.
We knew that was going to be brought up.
Yes.
I mean, we have to talk Cubbies.
Yeah, we're going to talk. We will definitely talk some Cubbies. There won't be some softball questions as last time.
Our softball team, actually, you were talking about softball. We are in our MIAA tournament. The game just kicked off, or is getting ready to kick off here in about 4 minutes. And so they're against Northwest Missouri. They're in Emporia, and actually we have a couple of our local softball parents in the house tonight watching the podcast as the Cochrans are here and their daughter's playing for us. But anyhow, so exciting tonight. We're in the first round of the MIAA tournament, getting ready to kick off in about 4 minutes. So
that's exciting because that wasn't something we were quite expecting at the beginning of the year.
For year one.
Yeah.
Now tell me some of the logistics behind this. I know they're obviously in the tournament. And they finished the season strong. I think they split against Rogers State this past weekend. Is there a chance that we get a regional bid depending on how well we do in this tournament?
Yeah. So unfortunately, there is a chance, but when you're playing the toughest conference in the country, they only take so many out of the conference. If we would have been in any conference other than the MIAA, we would already be a shoe-in for regionals. A shoe-in. So it depends on what happens. We'll have to win a couple games to have a legitimate chance, but it looks like our chances. We got a chance to win tonight, and we'll keep our fingers crossed. We'll be watching closely, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Gotcha.
Ultimate.
Well, Captain,
I think it might be time for you to do your little solo mix there.
Yeah, but I want to bring up. We talked about it prior to. Going on the air.
Okay, yes.
So last semester you had your fix on the Mad Magazine.
In October, yes.
In October. And the viewers, I'm going to put this up on during the video of your concoction of the SportsNest with us on it. Looking at it now, it's pretty hilarious, Are you still doing the Mad Magazine thing, or is that just was that a phase?
Well,
you think you have a new one for us that we can come up with?
Well, we'll take a picture, and then I will.
You'll do one for us?
I'll send it in. No, I look for moments where, something happens, right? Some embarrassing moment. So we were, John and I were traveling overseas doing some recruiting stuff, and we were at a restaurant. And he went to take a bite of this, whatever he was eating. Okay, I don't know what it was. He took a bite. It had some peppers in it, right? Some hot peppers. And all of a sudden, he's like, "Oh my gosh!" And something squirted in his eye, right? I mean, it was. And so, being a good president, I immediately asked, "Are you okay?"
Right.
Well, John's pride took over, and he said, "Yeah." And I immediately took a picture of that. And then made a magazine cover. He squirted hot pepper juice right in his eye. It was like he had to go to the bathroom and wash that thing out.
What he was thinking was, this is a great opportunity to make fun of him for the rest of his life. I cannot wait to take a picture, and it doesn't matter if he loses his eyesight or not.
We have to capture the moment first.
A little dramatic.
Dramatic. Sounds like y'all have a good time going overseas and recruiting.
Yeah, we do have a good time. We work like dogs. I can tell you that. But
you got to have fun as well. You can't
we
be
do it. And,
all business.
Yeah, we check out athletes overseas, and if they have a fit here, and we'll talk to them. And John does his thing. And I'll tell you, when we go overseas and we're recruiting these athletes, to have the parents be able to talk to the president of the university, that is like nobody else does that, right? Yeah. But yeah, that's what we do, and we're able to get some really good folks coming here. So
yeah, that's good. We've seen some of them coming through already, so that's exciting.
Yeah,
I like to hear the stories of what's going on behind. Coach Ferg I'm always whenever we do the basketball coaches show, I'm like, I'm like, my question with Coach Ferguson, I'm like, so what's going on behind the scenes? He's always hammering me. You're always asking what's going on behind the scenes. It's always the same thing. We're going on the road. We're eating. We're going to practice. And I'm like,
Nothing exciting.
nothing exciting.
Yeah.
So, I would like to hear that kind of stuff.
Well, let's get to some fun stuff because I know we're getting towards the end of the show. So, you guys ready? I'm ready. You ready?
You ready? You're going, Sean, right?
Let's do this, yeah.
Yeah.
Bringing the hottest hits to make you move.
Oh, shit.
Hello, you rebel scum. We are coming to you live from the Mos Eisley Studios here on beautiful Tatooine. This is the DJ Sean Solo Mix. Thanks, Chewy. I am DJ Sean Solo, the people's DJ for the people, by the people. So get ready. 3 questions, 3 answers. Question 1. Monday was May the 4th be with you, aka Star Wars Day. What is your favorite Star Wars movie?
Oh, for me, that's a good one. Probably the first one, but when I was a kid, I remember seeing Empire Strikes Back. And man, the Empire Strikes Back, that was a good. I think Empire Strikes Back. That's my.
I will concur you. That is my favorite as well. Empire is probably the best of the franchise for sure. All right, question 2. What was your dream car when you turned 16?
Oh, well, okay. So my parents drove a bright orange Mercury Bobcat, which is like the upscale version of the Ford Pinto. Hatchback. And so when I got my driver's license, that became the car I drove to high school. Let me tell you, there's nothing sexier than driving a bright orange Ford Mercury Bobcat to high school, right? I mean, it was pretty badass. Right?
Ladies just falling all over the place.
Yeah, it was. I'm still struggling to get over. I've got PTSD, but yeah, that was my car.
All right, the final question. You are stranded on a desert island. You get one artist to listen to forever. Who is your choice?
Oh, that's a good one too. You know, I have pretty wide musical taste, so I like a little bit of almost everything. But if I had to pick one artist that I'm going to be on the desert island with, I'm going to pick John Coltrane, jazz.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. I like it. In depth, a little John Coltrane. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the DJ Sean Solo Mix with President Hanley. We'll see you next week.
I got to ask, John, on the island thing, who are you listening to? I think you've answered that before, but.
So my last answer was, of course, our local people, Turnpike.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah,
yes.
Yeah. And if you listen really closely, there's a couple of their songs that might or might not include my life in there. So just saying.
This is
No, hold on.
Personal references.
Hold on now.
He likes to name drop as well, so Hunter.
Yeah, so we were in China together, right, doing some recruiting stuff, and we're in a car going to the airport, right? John and I are sitting in the back seat, our international guys in the front seat, and then of course there's the driver. And so John pulls out his phone and he puts on some the troubadours.
No, wait a minute. So I put it on the speaker.
Oh yeah, the speaker.
The speaker, because the reason I wanted to test the speaker out, it's a long story behind it, because the speaker cost me a lot of money.
So we're driving in the car. It's pretty quiet. And remember, it's essentially a cab. It's like an Uber thing. And then John whips out a harmonica and just starts playing in the back seat of the car. And I'm like, what in the world is this? I'm like, I mean, my gosh, man. But it was a scene. And it wasn't just a couple of notes. It went on for like the entire song.
Just to pass the time. Crazy Americans bringing the harmonica.
No, I literally was testing out my $4 million speaker that I bought in China that President Hanley got for 50 cents.
Yeah, what he's talking about is we went to a market, and some of the markets in China, you negotiate the price. Okay? So we went into one of these like a little like electronic booths where they sell like those small electronic gizmos, the little Bluetooth speakers and the cords for your phone and all that garbage. And so John found this little magnetic speaker that connects to your phone, and I have to admit it's pretty cool. So he wanted to buy some, right? So he's all excited, and he's like, "Oh, my daughter will love that color. That's her favorite color," that kind of stuff. So he puts together a little pile of stuff that he wants to buy, and then I do a little shopping. I have my own little pile, right? And it had the speaker in it too. Well, then it came time to negotiate the price. So John went first. So he's like, and the clerk knew he was excited about that stuff, which is. Rookie mistake.
Yeah, a tourist on his forehead, basically.
So they negotiated this price, and John was pretty pleased with himself because he felt like he got a solid deal, right? And then it came and he paid for it, right? He paid for everything. Then it came my turn, and I said, no, I'm not. I really don't want this stuff. It's like it's a bunch of trinkets. I don't really want it. I started pushing some stuff off to the side. Oh no, and they put it back in my pile, right? No, you have to have that. I don't really like that, so I push it off again. No, they put it back. I said, well, you're going to have to cut me if I'm going to buy that, you're going to have to cut me a really good deal. And they quoted me a price, and I said, no, that's not going to make it. So we got to have it way lower than that. So we finally negotiate this price for essentially the same stuff that John bought, but I got it at a fraction of the cost.
It's free. He basically got it free.
And then he saw, and then this happened right in front of him. Okay, and then he was like, "Wait, what just happened?"
Wait, so he's the one that's in charge of our negotiation?
Oh, I know.
It's been mentioned many times.
That's good stuff right there.
Yeah.
Captain, are you ready, sir?
No, I needed just a minute. I'm kind of laughing about that story because I can imagine that. That's funny. It'll clear my eyes. I cried a little.
You have to be able to do that because the last time that we went to Mexico, the wife, she was really wanting one of these, I say crochet purses or whatever that they sell, and she was the same way. No, I don't want to spend it. No. It just kept on going back and forth.
There you go.
It's been one of her.
You got to be willing to walk away.
Yes.
And
she damn near did.
Yeah, but John's not going to walk away.
Here's no.
Oh, yeah. Here's my credit card.
Take my money.
If it makes anybody feel any better, as soon as I leave this show, my youngest daughter's birthday's tonight. Sienna, happy birthday. I am bringing her that $4 million speaker.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday right there.
And my president got for free.
Well, hey, I didn't really want it.
Got to have the ability to walk away, Coach.
Tis the story. I didn't really want it,
No.
Oh, that's good stuff. Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
We'll do the next little section here. Always fun. All right, you scallywags. This is Walk the Plank with Captain Morgan, presented by Red Rum, Tahlequah's hometown barbershop, where the seas be rough and the questions be tougher. Shipmates, this is how it works. I'll be asking you a question to test your knowledge. If you get it right, you stay aboard with the crew, and you earn a shot as the honorary first mate. But if you get it wrong, oh no, matey president, over the side you go. That means you'll be taking a dip in the deep blue, facing a sink or swim question to see if you can claw your way back to this fine ship. You know the drill, so steady yourself. I know you're ready to walk the plank, President Hanley. If the USS Riverhawks had a presidential sister ship, captained by Dr. Rodney Hanley himself, what would that mighty vessel be named?
Well, that's easy. The USS Sisemore.
And I'm sure he negotiated a hell of a deal on it,
because
too.
he makes fun of my peg leg all the time.
I almost had a peg leg question. I almost did, but I didn't. I thought that'd be a little too personal, but you brought it up. That is correct, but I'm still lobbying for the presidential plank.
That'll be a new segment.
All right, shipmate, you've now proven yourself. You know it. You can stay aboard the USS Riverhawks. Now let's see if you can answer another question to become the first mate of this fine ship. Which Chicago Cubs outfielder won National League Rookie of the Year in 1989? Which Chicago Cubs outfielder won National League Rookie of the Year in 1989? Was it? I got multiple choice.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Was it Dwight Smith? Was it Jerome Walton? Sammy Slammin' Sosa? Or Derek May?
Tough one. Yeah.
I went deep in the book. 1989
Yes, you
National League Rookie of the Year.
This is not a softball.
Dwight
question.
Smith, Jerome Walton,
No.
Sammy Sosa, or Derek
All right. Well, before you gave me the multiple choice, I was thinking of a name, and you actually put this name in your multiple choice.
Uh-oh. Let's hear it.
And I don't know if it's right, but I'm going to say Jerome Walton.
First mate, yar! Congratulations and welcome aboard the ship's registry forever.
Yeah, baby.
Impressive.
Rookie of the Year, very good. And that, me shipmates, concludes our Walk the Plank challenge. Stay tuned because the adventure ain't over.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
It's always a good time. Wasn't too tough, was it, Coach?
No.
No?
I know y'all got to go soon, but I mean, we always have fun.
All right, we
get the business out the front and we have fun in the end there. Is there anything else there you're wanting to kind of, throw out there? What we got coming up? I know you got commencements coming up.
Yeah, we got 5 commencements coming up. They start on Friday. We got 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, 1 on Monday. So there's a lot going on. Then we have the Athletic Hall of Fame event on Saturday evening. So there's 3 events on Saturday. So it's a super busy time, and it's an exciting time. I mean, I'm the guy that gets to stand up there and shake the hands of everybody that walks across that stage, and I mean I'm shaking their hand when their parents are cheering and their families cheering in the stands, and they're just so excited. So it's a great time of year. So.
Well, great job. Guys, we will see you around.
All right.
See you around the qual. Been another great episode of the Riverhawk SportsNest podcast. I'm Sean Solo.
And I'm Captain Morgan.
We will see you next time. We are out.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.